saying Hellcats.
Alright, yo, what's going on YouTube? Sean here, aka Memorizing. Today, we're finally back with CJ the Champ, y'all. I don't know how long it's been since I finally reacted to my guy, but we're here, you know what I'm saying? Today's video, we got the Trial of Thragg, Viltrums' final boss, and yes, he really is, okay? We all seen him piece up everybody, single-handedly, okay? And we're gonna see CJ's take on that whole massacre that went down, okay? So let's just hop right into it. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, comment your favorite part of today's video, and let's go ahead and click play.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg?
Start about Oliver. You got what first?
The way he lives up to the hype.
A few moments later.
Bing! Stop that.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
Dang.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. Because what are you here for? To worship me? Kill you.
Answer that. Mean. The Thragg trial. Crap.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what time it is. Court is now in session because it's time for
Y'all been gone for too long,
it is
bro.
for none other than
What
the
is that picture?
crispiest Viltrumite in the
No,
galaxy.
you gotta stay
Viltrum's
crispy, bro.
final boss, Grand Regent Thragg.
His barber,
Y'all
safest
already
person
know
in
how
the
this
whole
works.
universe.
We got the evidence and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say this is some of the most damning evidence a character has ever had. So without further ado, Exhibit A.
Demon home, bro.
All right,
Actual
let's get down to
demon
business.
home. What is this
Exhibit
picture?
A, Thragg's rise to power and
I got a
his
white beard.
multiple atrocities. Now, we actually got a glimpse of Thragg's backstory right here.
Yeah.
And just from this backstory alone, you could already tell that Thragg was a crazy-ass nigga because this man is responsible for
The massacre.
multiple horrible atrocities. So let's start off with example 1. This one planet was trying to start a rebellion because they were fed up with the Viltrumites' rule. So they decided to blow some shit up and retaliate. So the Viltrumite higher-ups or Argall's council, whatever the hell you want to call them, had a meeting
Argall's
to
council,
discuss
probably.
of what they should do about this rebellion. Now, Krieg and Thetis were basically arguing the whole time because Krieg straight up proposed that they should just decimate the whole planet to show the strength of the Viltrum Empire and strike fear into the species that was trying to rebel. But Thetis, on the other hand, proposed that they shouldn't decimate their planet because the Viltrumite rule over this species was cruel and inhumane. And he thought that since this species showed some type of pushback against their oppressors, that it was an act of strength and Viltrum should respect
you can
it
easily
because
look
their
at it
main
like
core
that.
value
Man, that's
was
like a
strength.
rip.
Now, while they kept yapping, Argall decided to shut both of them up. Then he asked Thragg, "Young nigga Thragg, my crispy apprentice, what do you think we should do about this minor inconvenience?" And Thragg straight up said that these creatures were so weak that their weakness was an offense to the natural order of the universe.
Dang.
And we should educate them on why they're so ass.
Dang.
And after hearing Thragg's rant, Argall was like, "Now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them niggas 25% of their population." This
25
man
is crazy word.
is responsible for this race losing 25% of their population. A quarter of these niggas was wiped off the map because Thragg thought they was weak as hell. Now, let's move into example 2. His first day is Emperor.
Tripping.
Now, after Argall got assassinated,
Ew.
to the skull from Optimus Prime, they had a massive funeral for this man, and it was broadcasted
And that man
across the
said, "Hey,
entire planet." So after
eliminate
Thragg was
all
done giving
weakness.
his eulogy, he does what is quite
And kills a black guy first,
one
though.
of the craziest things a leader could ever do. He said that there is a sickness in our society, and it needs to be cut out. So he points at this melanated brother behind him and asks him,
Are you gonna betray us?
"Do I look fresh today?"
I like it, cut G.
I don't believe you. He
it.
decapitated this brother for no reason,
at all.
He chopped his head clean off to make an example out of him. So after he just murdered this dude in front of everyone, this man gets on the mic and says, "As my first command as Grand Regent, I, Thragg, hereby officially announce the
Even them little kids was boxing, bro.
Viltrum Culling Game.
Yep.
Seek out every single sorry ass nigga in our population and eradicate them. Purge every weak nigga from our population." So after Thragg gave this speech, all hell just broke loose across the entire planet, and the Great Purge began. Viltrumites just started killing each other off, so they could weed out every person they considered weak. And it wasn't just the adults doing it too.
But that also
the
shot.
kids as well.
The kids
Look
was going
at them
down.
jumping.
Get up. Bean.
Jumped by
Get up.
3 other kids that got stomped out to death. This was just straight up horrific, and I'm gonna keep it a bean. This had to be one of the worst ways to ever find out who was weak or not, because what this was a battle royale. Anything could happen.
Anything.
You could literally get cheap kills off of niggas for third-partying another 1v1.
I wasn't even paying attention, bro.
Or you could literally wait until their 1v1 was over and they were at half HP.
Come here.
Come behind them and sneak their ass. Like, this shit is stupid. And God forbid a nigga ran into a like Conquest.
Right.
Because
that's
was
the
just
worst luck.
It didn't matter how strong you ran into that nigga. That is just straight up bad RNG.
Oh,
and
no.
at the end of this purge that Thragg started, it led to half of their population getting wiped out. Billions of Viltrumites died because of this purge. And those billions of bodies are on Thragg's head, because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're at our 3rd major atrocity. And that was his invasion on Telescria. This nigga pulled up in a big ass Star Destroyer and started burning this city to the ground and destroying everything. Millions of innocent people were getting beamed and vaporized, while this man was just sitting in his
all because
ship
of one
and
mole,
looking down
by the
on
way.
all this death and destruction. And there is a high probability that this man would have probably just scorched the whole planet.
Oh yeah, of course.
If Mark and friends didn't destroy his ship and make him tweak out about losing all their scope. But I think that we can all agree after looking at these 3 atrocities that this man Thragg is just a straight up space tyrant. Because there is nothing more that this nigga loved to do than conquer civilizations and spread bloodshed wherever he went.
Of course, yeah.
Exhibit B.
Demon home.
All right.
Alright.
Exhibit B. Putting the fraud allegations to rest.
He definitely did that.
Man. The amount of people that were calling Thragg a fraud before episode 7 was just
crazy.
flat out insane. Like, we're now in an era where if a new character ain't doing some shit like ore farming or putting belt to ass to niggas in the first 5 minutes
go
of
to
their
whooping the
screen
mess of that
time,
black man
they're
with
putting them on fraud watch. People were actually calling him a fraud before he even threw his
I'm about to say he didn't even fight yet.
Now, if you were a part of the crowd that was calling Thragg a fraud before all this happened, all is forgiven. As long as you sign this document and turn it in by the end of the trial. Now, everyone should have known Thragg was all about that action the moment the coalition pulled up to Viltrum, because they pulled up searching for this man just for him to meet him at the front door.
Say,
Bro,
come on.
You ain't even gotta search for me, gang.
Let's
I'm
do
right
it.
here and I'm ready to throw down.
Let's do it.
Comes from
And he didn't even move most of the fight.
And all the other
He was
Viltrumites
chilling.
end up surrounding them, because Thragg set up an ambush because he knew they were gonna try to track him down and kill him on Viltrum. So he sicks his minions to start jumping the coalition, while he just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to move from the spot he was in until Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at him.
And he still didn't move.
All he did was move back a couple of inches. This man didn't give a flying about a laser that would one-shot him. He just straight up had the confidence to know that that shit wasn't hitting him. So the first person to actually try to fight him was Omni-Man. So Nolan flew in and tried to hit him, but all Thragg did was move back a couple of inches again and make Nolan hit straight air. Then Thragg flew above him and winded up a punch from the heavens. And if you take a look at Nolan's face right here, you can tell that he is clearly thinking,
damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Yeah. Went flying.
Punched this nigga Nolan.
Turned into an asteroid.
Into a living, breathing meteor, and made him crash all the way down on the surface.
Turned my dog to a meteor crash landing.
Hit Nolan with a stage change. Thragg came down and tried to hit Nolan with some good old talk no jutsu. He was telling him, Nolan,
you're
big
one of
dog,
us.
Come
back.
Why are you fighting for these sorry ass, weak ass niggas? Thetis' sorry ass killed our emperor and brought us to damn near extinction. And you want to align with that Autobots roll out sounding
Autobots roll out.
Nolan tried to tell Thragg that he was a changed man now, and he was done sipping from that Viltrum Kool-Aid to be a brainwashed space tyrant. So after Nolan tried to get Thragg to stop and surrender, Thragg looked at Nolan dead in the face and said, "Oh, Nolan, how far you fallen. Looks like that Earth Coochie really made you a soft ass nigga." So Thragg winds up a punch that was so strong it created a vortex. And he beacon from hell that sent Nolan flying all the way back up into the stratosphere. So after Nolan got sent back to outer space, the next person that tried to step up was everyone's favorite useless purple punching bag.
Actually useless.
Now, before we observe what happens to this half-insect buffoon, I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before this fight starts. Roll the clip.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy?
I doubt he lives up to
the hype.
Now, as we can see, Oliver is basically representing everybody that put Thragg on Fraud Watch.
Yep, pretty much.
He himself was not believing in all the hype, even after his dad straight up told him, however strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger. But Oliver, being a hard-headed ass nigga, not listening to any of the warnings about Thragg, ended up being on the receiving end of one of the most brutal scenes in the series. Oliver flew in to punch Thragg, but Thragg stops him with one hand.
Can't even move.
He crushes Oliver's hand and grabs him by the arm when he tried to get away.
Look at his face.
And you can see it in Oliver's face when he finally realized,
oh no!
He fucked up. And he should have listened to his pops the whole time. But it was all too late for him. The hands Oliver so hard, his jaw falls off and his arm got snatched. Ah, man. Attempted murder and tackle on the child abuse. This nigga Oliver is the most useless person on this squad. He was a waste of space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see,
she actually put up points. She put up points.
Sit in the back line.
Healed my dog.
Debuff
exactly.
She
put up points.
She's being a good support.
That's good support.
Oliver, on the other hand, is that one brain dead DPS on your team that goes into a fight alone, dies, and asks where the team was at.
Where my heals?
The other team. This nigga is just straight up garbage. This little nigga was talking crazy as hell, all for him to get his jaw broken off and not being able to talk again for the foreseeable future.
Yo, he got calm banned.
So after Oliver got humbled by Thragg, Mark tried to rush in on Thragg with a rage boost, all for Thragg to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames of all time, then stopping his punch with his hairline. Then after he showed Mark his first lineup that he got right before this battle, he gives him a left and a mean-ass gut check, and grabs him
every punch hurts
and slaps him out of Viltrums' orbit. Look at the impact of this man getting the shit slapped out of him. He slapped the taste out this nigga's mouth and made his whole head do a 180 before his whole body got put in reverse. Not gonna lie, gang, just for this, I'm giving him an extra attempted murder because this pimp slap was uncalled for, bruh. So damn disrespectful. Then after he pimp slapped Mark, he flew up to my glorious King Battle Beast. Locked him in his
he didn't even get a fair one, bruh.
His jetpack, then threw him to a whole other solar system because we don't see him again for the rest of the fight. Just for doing that to my goat, that's attempted murder.
Just for doing that, that's attempted murder. He also can't fly though.
Insane. So since everyone was getting dog walked by Thragg,
the whole generation,
the best thing to do was to just destroy the whole planet. So Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at the planet.
They crashed out.
Mark, Nolan, and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up.
Yep. Ultimate crash out.
So after these three blew up the planet, this sent Thragg over the edge. This man looked directly at Thetis, locked onto his target like he was a heat-seeking missile,
decapitated this man.
His head clean off of his shoulders
with ease.
Ladies and gentlemen,
one of the strongest ones there, by the way.
Up murder. They just didn't even get a chance to react.
He didn't.
All he saw in his last moments was Thragg's crispy ass hairline, blitzing him at Mach speed. Then he displayed his head to everyone, then crushed it into mush while telling everyone they're next. So after he sent Optimus Prime back to the Bayverse, he grabs Nolan with no hesitation. Just started to lay the smackdown on this nigga. While Nolan couldn't do anything, he couldn't fight back at all. Thragg then low-key started hitting Nolan with the Superman and Justice 2 super move, just yo-yoing his body with punches. Then Mark tried to help out, but he
how do you fight back, please?
Can't breathe anymore.
So every punch is affecting Mark so much.
His wrist shattered. Then when Mark saw Thragg flying towards him, his fight or flight senses kicked in. Mark
gotta go.
Tried to skedaddle, but Thragg was chasing him and he was on his ass. Look at the expression on Mark's face right here. This is the face of a man who is terrified and is running from death
behind
itself.
me.
So Thragg grabs Mark and starts giving him ferocious back shots. Then after he finished giving Mark back shots, he had him hoisted up and he was about to end this man's existence right here. But Nolan comes in and saves Mark at the last second. So after Mark got saved, Mark asked, Dad, how do we beat him? And Nolan looked back at his son and said, Son, we're cooked.
Yep. Dang. The Omni-Man was out of there. I ain't gonna lie.
Lord have mercy, Thragg gave Nolan the Viltrumite special technique. That is just flat out attempted murder. Then Thragg grabbed Mark by the neck again.
Said, give me your eyes.
Him a headbutt that was probably heard around the cosmos. Then he started to squeeze his head. He was going to crush Mark's head just like he did to Thetis. But at the last second, Thragg decides to stop because he realized that too much Viltrumite blood has been spilled.
Yeah.
So he lets Mark off the hook and leaves him for dead in space with his father
Attempted
and
murder.
his brother.
Times
This
two.
man Thragg shut those fraud allegations up real quick.
Yeah.
Because he just straight up wiped the floor with everyone. Omni-Man got left with his guts hanging out. Mark got put into another coma, and Oliver had to get put in a Bacta tank with a new shiny mechanical jaw and a prosthetic arm to go with it.
Dang.
Exhibit C.
Oh my gosh, the press.
Alright,
He pressed the black off
We have
mark.
reached our third.
Hey,
and
we taking your
final
planet, Mud. So you took ours.
Exhibit C.
Or destroyed ours.
PTSD and holding Earth hostage.
Yep.
Now, after
I can whoop this whole
Thragg
planet
built ass
with
to the
ease.
coalition and left the whole family for dead in space, Mark thought they were going to go to Earth and destroy everything. So when Mark finally
Imagine they
recovered
did.
from the beating that Thragg gave him, it is revealed that Mark got his ass beat so bad, he got PTSD. But not just your regular PTSD. This nigga Mark got specifically post-thragmatic stress disorder.
Post-thragmatic
Not gonna
stress
lie, I think
disorder.
we haven't seen a case of PTSD this severe since Slade did this shit to Robin. Cause Mark was tweaking out so hard he was seeing things just like Robin was. So let's go through some of the examples real quick of how severe this actually was. Example 1. Mark finally comes back home to see his mother for the first time after the war. So this was supposed to be a heartwarming moment, but it goes south real quick. While Mark was talking to his mom, he looked away for like 1 second. And
Straight
when he
hand
turned
on
around
face.
again, he sees Debbie
Like
getting
game.
choked
Like
out by
game.
Thragg. And Thragg tells him, this is the smallest repayment for what you did. And rips his head clean off. I'm not gonna lie, this shit got me for a quick second. Cause this happened so fast it felt like a jump scare. I really thought for a second that he saw his mother get her head ripped off before he finally snapped back into reality. But this was only his first post-thragmatic stress disorder episode. Because
PTSD
there were
murder.
more to come. Example 2. Mark and Eve were having a very important conversation about how life's been for her since Mark left. And she was about to give him the whole lore dump of what all happened when he left. So
Yeah.
right before she was about to tell Mark that she was pregnant, she gets her head snatched by Thragg. And Thragg starts to hold her up above Mark and tells him, you took away what I loved. Now I'm taking what you love, little nigga. So he starts to gouge her eyes out and crush her face. Then her other eyeball ends up popping out of her head before he finally kills her in front of Mark. Then throws her lifeless body right
to
back
reload.
at him. This nigga Mark was going through hell. He was living in a nightmare because he couldn't tell
Nigga's
if
going
this
through
was
it.
real or not. Eve had to snap this
but
man
this is
out of the
happening the
genjutsu
whole
that he was stuck in because
episode,
he was
bruh.
actually stun locked. Now, let's observe example 3. Mark is giving the debrief to Cecil about the war and was low-key about to ask him for a therapist. Now, while their conversation continued, Mark closed his eyes, and the moment he looked back up, he sees Thragg giving Cecil the Viltrumite special move. And while he had his body
Viltrumite
lifted
special.
up, he told Mark, just to let you know, I'm still in your head, and not even therapy can repair the shit I did to you. Then he throws Cecil's lifeless body to the side like trash. And after this, Mark just started hyperventilating because he was having a panic attack mid-PTSD till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and brought him back to reality. So after Mark went through like 3 post-thragmatic stress disorder episodes, Mark
finally pulled
decided
up.
to go on a flight to clear his head. And while he was out flying,
Say
he
hey.
sees Thragg again. So Mark, thinking he's having another episode, closes his eyes and starts to think in his head, this is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. So when Mark opens up his eyes,
Now we here.
Thragg was sitting there. And he told him, yes, little nigga, we indeed are here. And this was when Mark finally realized that the Thragg standing in front of him was indeed the real
The
Thragg.
diamonds.
So Mark starts tweaking out and begins to hit Thragg. But Thragg just took
Literally
all of this
pillow
with
fist compared to
reaction,
him.
Then palmed Mark's face and threw him back to where he started. Then Thragg told him, stop, little nigga. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk. So Thragg gives this man a little smile, then tells Mark, here's how this is about to go down, little nigga. You took our home, so now we're taking yours. So from this day forward, we will use Earth as a breeding ground to repopulate our forces and rebuild our empire.
You don't have a choice.
And don't worry, they've already started. Krieg done cracked like 6 of your Earth holes already. That one-eyed motherfucker's having the time of his life right now. And Lucan is already famous. He's been hosting this show under an alias name Steve Harvey or some shit. But that's besides the point. What you need to know is this, famous. Little nigga. You're going to let us coexist with you. And if you don't, we will rip this planet in half. Also, I will need to acquire the location of your planet's best barbers. Their services will be needed. So Mark has to agree because he basically has no choice.
No choice at all.
Thragg officially takes the entire planet of Earth as hostage and turns it into a Viltrumite breeding ground. Farm. The verdict.
Taking a whole planet hostage is actually
after
insane.
Observing all of this evidence and tallying up this long list of charges, this is a pass with flying colors. This man Thragg belongs in the elite category for menaces. He pulled off this list of charges in 3 episodes, gang. That is like a new record for Charles or some shit. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because the files on this man are going to continue over the years. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And until our next trial that is coming up very soon, I bid y'all farewell.
Hey man, I did miss the CJ videos, you know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all would like them to return in the comment section below. But yeah man, without further ado, I'll go ahead and catch y'all in the next one. Peace.